emotions are valid, but the goal is not to be triggered every time. Never mind, it's just life. It's okay for my sanity to choose perfect peace, and I'll forever and always be present. I am enough as I am. I am fully equipped. Even when the tide and the currents start to shift, I am adaptable. I am adaptable. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Safe for me to be grounded. The balance between problem solving and the universe working itself out. All that I have is all that I need, but to actualize it I can't doubt, no doubt. My emotions are valid, but the goal is not to be triggered every time. Never mind, it's just life. It's okay for my sanity. I choose peace, and I'll forever and always be present. I am enough as I am. I am fully equipped. Even when the tide and the currents start to shift, I am adaptable. I am adaptable. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Safe for me to be grounded in the present moment. I honor God when I honor me. I honor God when I honor you. You honor God when you honor me. If you don't honor God, how could you honor me? Honor me.
Good day, good day, good day. And welcome to another Transform Our Life stream. We're focusing on the 13-week series. On week 6 of our Magnanimous Manifestation series, which is also a book called The Power of Magnanimous Manifestation. So go ahead and like the stream. Take a moment to like the stream. Go ahead over to Facebook, well, YouTube if you're not there, and subscribe as well. Take a few more minutes to allow more people to come in. And in the meantime, let us know where you're checking in from. Let us know where you're checking in from.
I know that's how it goes. The only thing we know is that we change. Nothing's ever gonna stay the same forever. Forever. No, I won't, 'cause no one ever does. You just have to learn to trust whenever. Whenever. As blue as the sky above you. It's true that it won't end this way. If you lose and get sad about it, just know it's gonna go away. It doesn't make sense that somebody else got all of the praise when you did the same thing. It doesn't feel real when they all say it's the same rules when you play, when you know that's not the case. The only thing we know is that we change. Nothing's ever gonna stay the same forever.
Welcome back. Welcome back. For those who don't know, I am M.A.N.I.F.E.S.T.A.T.I.O.N, leader and founder of One Transformation Center. And we have been leading, well, first of all, what is One Transformation Center? One Transformation Center is a space of wellness, health and wellness, a space where we gather together regardless of what our philosophical differences may be, where we focus on our similarities instead of our disparities, where we realize that we have so much more in common than that which separates us. And so we're here to help you, to support you on your journey of evolution, your journey of remembering who you are and whose you are, your journey on reconnecting and realigning with the very best of who you are, and to connecting with your miracles, to realizing love in its most unconditional manner, to remove and alleviate all your limitations and begin to realize what it means to live in a limitless experience. And we show that in so many different ways, and there's so many different opportunities that are coming. And we just hope that you stay tuned so that you can realize more of them as we continue. So go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel, One Transformation Center, as well as the other social media platforms on Facebook and Instagram at One Transformation Center. All right. So we're back. We're back. We're back for the 13-week series, Magnanimous Manifestation, which I said earlier is a product of the book that we're in the process of releasing called The Power of Manifestation, The Power of Magnanimous Manifestation. So we want to get into that. What is magnanimous manifestation? In magnanimous manifestation, the power of that is the ability to create. The ability to create and attract positive experiences into one's life by having generous and expansive mindset. By having a generous and expansive mindset. It is the belief that by focusing on abundance, gratitude, and the good in every situation, one can attract more of the same. When we approach life with a magnanimous mindset, we become open to receiving blessings and opportunities that may have previously been overlooked. And if you tune into the morning sessions, the morning manifestation sessions, we talk about that. We do the oath of manifestation, which invites more of those opportunities that we've overlooked, which we call unexpected opportunities. We invite more of that into our lives to begin to realize more of those opportunities so that we can see all the greater ways that we are supported along our journey. In addition to that, and that is at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time throughout the week and the weekdays and on the weekends at 8 a.m. Now, in addition, the power of magnanimous manifestation is not just about attracting material wealth or success, but also about cultivating a deep sense of joy, fulfillment, and inner peace. It's a reminder that we have the power to create our reality, and we are capable of achieving anything we set our minds to. Ultimately, the power of magnanimous manifestation is about living life with an open heart, a generous spirit, and a willingness to see the good in every person and situation. With this mindset, we can achieve our highest potential and create a life that is filled with joy, abundance, and meaning. So, magnanimous manifestation. It is a powerful concept requiring a combination of dedication. These are important ingredients now. Remember, we talk about this. You may have heard me say this before, but in order to have the perfect meal or the perfect dessert, you have to make sure that you have the necessary ingredients in the certain amount, the correct amounts of them, so in order for you to have the desired outcome. So it's a process that you must have a combination of dedication, focus, and action to achieve your goals of personal growth and transformation. It is a process that involves harnessing the power of your mind, body, and spirit. It's in order to achieve your deepest desires and dreams. And at its core, it is all about taking charge of your life and living it to the fullest. To achieve this, you must adapt a series of processes that are encapsulated in the acronym of manifestation. You know, this acronym right here that you see on the bottom, the acronym of manifestation. And we'll get more into that in just a moment. Well, I guess we can go ahead and get into it now. The acronym represents a set of key principles that are essential to the process. And as you see scrolling across your screen, the principles include mindfulness, attune, notate, initiate, fortify, execute, sanitize, transform, affirm, transcend, ignite, oath, and no limit. Now, all those break down the word manifestation, and they are the tools to help us, to support us with becoming master manifestors. Master manifestors. And so, with that being the case, you may ask the question, now, before I move into that space, you may ask this one question. Is it crucial? Is it important? Is there a level of importance? Is there a significant level of importance that we have all these principles, these ingredients in play? And the absolute answer is yes, it is. It is crucial that you implement all of these principles because they are crucial in their own ways. And there's some overlapping, but it's just a confirmation of the importance of those things that are showing up when it's overlapping. And when they're applied consistently and effectively, you can transform your life and achieve your greatest potential. You know, I've talked about, it was we had a show on the transformative conversation, and I asked the question, is potential enough? And the reality, it is not enough. Many times potential can just be relegated to the idea of something instead of the action. It can be relegated to the idea of something instead of the action. And so it's important for us to move beyond potential, hence the reason why I've created this instructional to support us with having some tangible ingredients, some tangible items, some key principles to assist us with being able to walk this thing through, and something we can fall back on in remembrance and know that we can check some things off the list, right? It's always good to have a checklist so you know exactly where you are and what you have accomplished, and you can celebrate those things. All right. So let's delve deeper. Let's delve deeper into the principles of manifestation and discover how they can help us to create the life of joy and abundance and the fulfillment that we desire. Now, the last 5 weeks we've already accomplished the mindfulness, the attune, the notate, the initiate, and fortify. This week we're going to be focusing on execute. We're going to focus on execute. But one of the questions that I have that we need to talk about is, how do the concepts of magnanimous and manifestations correlate? It's really necessary to drill down and get an understanding, because if you don't have this understanding, then we're just sitting there in the space of bliss, right? Well, let's not be in the space of abyss. Let's not be in the space of this unknowingness. Let's be in the space of intentionality. And so, what is magnanimous manifestation? No, actually, that's not where we are. What are the concepts here? What are the concepts here of magnanimous and manifestation? Now, how do these concepts correlate? All right. Now, as a reminder, Magnanimous and manifestation, each on their own, are very powerful concepts that are closely entwined. Magnanimity, tongue twister, magnanimity refers to the quality of being generous and forgiving, while manifestation is the process of bringing something into reality through conscious intention and belief. I'm going to repeat those things to you. What is magnanimous? Help us understand the concept of magnanimous, and it derives from the word magnanimity, which refers to the quality of being generous and forgiving, while manifestation is the process of bringing something into reality through conscious intention and belief. Now, when we approach manifestation with a magnanimous mindset, we open ourselves up to the limitless possibilities of the greater good, the limitless possibilities that exist in the universe. And instead of clinging to limited beliefs and desires, we embrace the abundance that surrounds us and seeks to share our blessings with others. Now, listen to that again. I want you to hear that again. Okay? I'm going to repeat that to you. There's a difference because many of us are manifesting out here right now. We're manifesting with the sole intention to benefit from a solely, independently, directly, right? We're the only ones who benefit from it. Then we're also manifesting from a very inconsistent nature. So when we provide the opportunity for us to manifest from a magnanimous mindset, with a magnanimous mindset, we open ourselves up to limitless possibilities that exist in the universe. And instead of clinging on to limited beliefs and desires, we realize that we embrace the abundance that surrounds us and seek to share our blessings with others. Now, in the magnanimous space, it's not just focusing on your own desires. This is something that outlives you, that is bigger than you. When you sit down and make the conscious decision to say, I desire to be a part of something bigger than me, something that, like the idea of creating generational wealth. The idea of creating generational wealth is magnanimous in its own right. Yet, even though it may just directly benefit your direct descendants and their descendants, but it still carries on beyond yourself, your individual self, and moves into a collective mindset. However, when we move to a space of, we can go bigger than that, for it to even be bigger than our lineage, and to automatically have a positive impact to our communities, to the state, the county, the city you live in, the state, the region, the nation, the country, to the continent, to the planet at large. So and I always say this, the only limitations are the ones that we impose upon ourselves. The only limitations are the ones that we impose upon ourselves. So when we move into this space of magnanimous manifestation, we remove the limitations. We remove them. It's bigger than us. It's far reaching. Okay? And so now we recognize that our intentions have the power to impact not just only ourselves, but also those around us. And by manifesting with generosity and compassion, we can also create a ripple effect of positivity that extends far beyond our individual lives, which we just discussed. Now, so if you want to manifest your dreams and desires, remember to approach the process with a magnanimous mindset. Embrace the power of abundance and generosity, and watch as your intentions take shape in the world around you. Now, let's talk about 4 forms of magnanimous manifestation. Here are a few examples of what that can look like. 1 would be manifesting abundance for yourself and others. Instead of solely focusing on your own desires, you set the intention to manifest abundance and prosperity for everyone in your life. You visualize a world where everyone has their basic needs met, and there is plenty to go around. Okay, that's one example. Another is manifesting forgiveness and compassion. Mother Teresa was really good at this. Manifesting forgiveness and compassion. You set the intention to release any grudges or resentments you may be holding towards others and focusing on cultivating forgiveness and compassion. This can help to heal relationships and create a more positive environment. This is also something that we discuss every morning at 6 a.m. weekdays, at 8 a.m. on the weekends. Forgiveness and compassion, and how that frees you up. Because what we do not understand is when we refuse to operate from a space of forgiveness and compassion, we're handcuffing ourselves. We're in turn limiting ourselves in that space because we're now being led by ego, edging God out, and preventing ourselves from being able to truly show up in a space that doesn't have any limitation, doesn't have any guilt, doesn't have any confusion, doesn't have any chaos, that it's just free to express, free to extend itself well beyond where we are in our sight lines. Okay, what we can see, what we can directly touch. All right. Thirdly, manifesting positive change in the world. Manifesting positive change in the world. You set the intention to use your manifesting power for the greater good. This could involve visualizing a world free from poverty, inequity, or inequality, and injustice, and taking actions to bring about positive change in your community. Does this sound like you? I'm gonna get into that in just a moment. No, I'm saying now. Some of us wonder why we're not able to fulfill, we're not able to manifest in the way that we beyond the limitations. We're not able to really create in an abundant space. Some of us wonder why we're not able to truly realize prosperity. What we're not understanding is that the reason that is unable to happen is because of how we're showing up. We're showing up from a limited space. We're short-sighting. We're short-arming the situation. Our manifesting. We only desire one to singly to recoup what we manifest, or to enjoy or embrace it. Or we create a limited space for a limited amount of people to be able to have those experiences instead of creating shared experiences. Or we're not able to, because we're so short-sighted, that we're not able to involve or invite the right people, the right resources and assets to be able to come into the space and support that manifestation process. So I hope this is something that's helping you to be able to move beyond your restrictions. And fourth, lastly, manifesting a sense of purpose and fulfillment. You set the intention to live a life that is aligned with your values and passions, and that brings you a sense of deep fulfillment. This can involve visualizing yourself doing work that you love, surrounded by people who support and inspire you. We just talked about that. All right. So overall, magnanimous manifestation can take many forms. We just gave you a couple examples on that. And it involves focusing on more than just our individual desires, and instead seeking to create positive change in the world around us. It's about recognizing the interconnectedness of all things, and using our manifesting powers to bring about greater harmony and abundance for all. Are you about that? Are you really interested in bringing about greater harmony and abundance for all? Or are you just interested in a certain sect of people? I've been guilty of that. Many times we can see an atrocity, or we can see a limited space. We can see that there is a especially in classism. We can see there's a certain class of individuals who don't have the same opportunities as others. And we want to level the playing field. So we automatically say, you know what? I'm not going to allow you who already is playing at a higher level to have access to this opportunity because I want to be able to even the bridge the gap, to even the playing field. Well, the reality is this: you're shortchanging yourself. You're shortchanging yourself. Don't put any scales on it. Allow it to be available for all. And then all who are ready for it and who are willing to be receptive of it will take advantage of it and utilize it. There's going to be some who already understand that process and who don't even need it. But yet you're spending this, you're being very intentional in keeping people out or omitting a certain class or sect of people that you cannot, you're devolting or diluting the opportunity for all, for it to be broadened. You may find out, you say, well, why am I getting the funding to be able to realize this dream, this goal, this vision that I have? Well, the funding may come from the sector group that you're trying to ostracize. You may say, well, why am I getting the support that I want to be able to help me to grow this thing? I feel like I'm alone. Well, the support that you desire is probably in that group that you've omitting, not understanding that they have the same passion that you have. They desire to see more people scale up like you do, and they want to give back their talents to be able to support in that space. But simply because you have omitted them, now they're unable to contribute. So we have to be careful about our intentions. We have to be very careful about our intentions. Okay? Now, we talked about, now this week is the 6th week, and it talks about execute. So let's talk about execute. Let's talk about that. Now, again, we already know that this magnanimous manifestation is a powerful concept. We know that, right? It's very significant. It's a very significant concept that requires a combination of dedication, focus, and action. Stated before, right? In order for you to achieve your goals. However, it's not essential enough. We talked about this before with Notate and also with other areas, that the importance of having a clear vision. That's not enough though. It's not enough. You can have a clear vision. You can take the necessary steps to make it reality. However, that's where the principle of execute comes into play. And the execute principle is an essential part. It's an essential part of the magnanimous manifestation. It represents the importance of taking action towards your goals and your dreams. Execute, taking action. We talked about initiate. Initiate is the position, is to put in the right position to be able to move it forward. There's a similarity in initiate and execute, but execute is action-based. Action-based. Okay? And so you may have the best intentions and the clearest vision of what you want to achieve, but without taking action, your dreams remain just that, dreams. And none of us want to sit there and look at tomorrow and wonder why we're still having this dream. Why this dream is still unfulfilled. The execute principle encourages you to step outside of your comfort zone. See, when you initiate something, that's what we talked about previously, you can initiate it, you can roll it out, but you're not moving outside of your comfort zone. You're still sitting in that space of comfort, right? But we're asking you to move outside of your comfort zone and take risk that are necessary to achieve your goals. It requires you to push through any fears, any doubts that you may have, and take the concrete steps towards realizing your vision. And you'll notice there's a common theme in this. It's a common theme in this series. Concrete steps. Concrete steps. It's important to have those concrete steps and not fly by the seat of your pants. Faith alone is not enough. You know, there's a passage that said faith without works is dead. Why? Because you need the concrete steps. You need to be proactive with the concrete steps, and it helps you to be able to realize what it is that you desire. So take the time to write down those concrete steps and check them off as you achieve them. By taking action, you'll receive momentum. You'll create momentum. Momentum is significant. If you can get some momentum behind you, whew, that wind blowing you instead of you running into the wind, instead of you facing the wind and trying to prepare yourself forward, when you're actually having that momentum behind you, pushing you, urging you, encouraging you to go forth and continue the journey, it's so much easier. It's so much easier. But you have that momentum towards the goals, and then you begin to see progress and results. We're all looking for results. Regardless of what we say or not, we can enjoy the journey all we want to, but the results, we're still result-oriented people. And the execute principle, furthermore, the execute principle also teaches you the importance of perseverance and discipline. Perseverance and discipline. These are essential. Without these, you cannot be successful. Without these, you will quit and give up at every blockade, at every snore, every toil, every tear, every obstacle. You will stop, pause, and you may miss the opportunity or delay your opportunity because you didn't persevere. Persevere. Remain disciplined. Put together a schedule. Stick to it. Often success is not achieved overnight, and setbacks and obstacles are a natural part of the progress. It is in these moments that the execute principle becomes most critical. It requires you to stay committed to your goals and keep pushing forward, even when the times get tough. Even when the going gets tough. You know that saying? When the going gets tough, the tough get going. That's what that perseverance is about. It makes you, toughens you up so that you can move forward. I like to say we go through things in order to come through. You got to go through some things in order to go. You got to go through some things in order to come through and get to what you desire. You have to go through some things in order to get to what you desire. If you don't go through it, you can't get to it. So in summary, magnanimous manifestation is a process that involves adopting a set of principles encapsulated in the acronym manifestation. And the principle execute represents the importance of taking action towards your goals, creating momentum, and persevering through setbacks and obstacles. With the execute principle as a guiding force, you can transform your dreams into reality and achieve the life you desire. You can achieve the life you desire. All right. Whether you're live or you're listening to the replay, I invite you to put your questions into the chat. Put your questions in the chat. So that we can get answers. And also, or if you have any questions right now, feel free to put them into the chat and I'll go ahead and answer them. So we can help and support you through your journey going forward. In the meantime, I'd like to thank everyone who is tuned into this, whether you're live or listening to the replay, and invite you to continue to go back to One YouTube page, One Transformation Center, and listen to the previous episodes. Hey, my good brothers, Sharon Harris, my former Navy buddy. Thank you for tuning in, my guy. If you missed any part of this, feel free to go back and revisit it so that you can have the tools, the necessary ingredients to manifest what it is that you desire. I promise you, there's nothing stopping you. Every one of us is meant to be successful. Every one of us is meant to be prosperous. Regardless of what the narrative is throughout society, we're not meant to struggle. The idea of struggle is only setting us up for something else greater. if we can allow ourselves to persevere, and if we can allow ourselves to be able to tune in, tap in to what we truly are and what we truly made the agreement in our soul contract to come here and fulfill. I promise you, I know what poverty looks like. I know what homelessness looks like. I know what hunger looks like. I know what the idea and concept of broke looks like. But I'm here to tell you that you don't have to live that. It doesn't have to be your reality any longer. That you can choose differently, yet you have to put in the work. That's why I brought this to you, so that you have the tools to support you to actualizing that. So you're just not out there trying to figure it out. I did that already. I went out there and tried to figure it out. I understand the ingredients. Here it is. Now it's just up to you to implement. To implement it. So tune in to us every Sunday at 1 p.m. as we continue this. We have 7 more weeks. And then also stay tuned for the book as we release it, so that you have this etch in your person that you can look at and refer to it and get the assistance that you need in order to be the best version of you, in order to really change what your life looks like and begin to move from this space, I'm going to call it, of hell, and realize heaven on earth. It's your right to do so. I promise you it is. It's your right. So I thank you for tuning in. And also, don't forget to tune back in on Mondays throughout the weekend, the weekdays rather, at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and listen to the morning manifestation sessions. And on the weekends at 8 a.m. And don't forget to tune in on Wednesdays. Don't forget to tune in on Wednesdays for the transformative conversations. Those are great conversations that happen. So we have a lot of content over there on the One Transformation Center. Also go to the YouTube Spaces. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and click all so that you see everything coming in. Then also go over to the social media spaces of YouTube, not YouTube, but Instagram and Facebook at One Transformation Center. If you have nothing further, I say to you, be the change you desire to see. Be the change you desire to see. This is your life. This is your world. Forget what everybody else has to say. Tune in and listen to what your spirit has to say. Allow it to be your guide, truly your spirit guide, and lift you up from where you are and allow you and present you as that extension and reflection of the master creator. You do know you're created in his image, right? Right. That part. So go be that. Until next time, we love you and be great.
You throw it out, you stop caring about it. Don't let your hair get in the way. Can't be defined by your mistakes. You know you try really hard, but sometimes you fall. Yeah, sometimes you fall. Sometimes you fall. Precious cargo, be careful with my heart, oh. Say I'm not sensitive, but I can sense if it's right for me. Don't let your hair get in the way. Can't be defined by your mistakes. You know you try really hard, but sometimes sometimes you fall. Sometimes you fall. And I know that you really tried to protect it. I know that you really tried, but you didn't get it. Sometimes you fall. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Keep it in here and lock it. Keep it in here, don't knock it. Before you try being on your own side for once. For once. Keep it in here and lock it. Keep it in here, don't knock it. Before you try